Let's go live. Welcome everybody. We are live. You might recognize the person next to me. It is our old friend Andrew. He's coming by for a visit. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello, Sharon. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be a guest.
Yeah, it's this is this is going to be wild. Um, and So I'm working without a net, without a script. So let's, without further ado, this movie is almost 2 hours long. Um, you're getting a lot of cheers here, Andrew, just
I
like
can
Norm
see.
from Cheers. um, so without further ado, let's get us synced up. We're about 24, 23 seconds in. Right as the words appear, the story was inspired by events. Um, if we're all on the same page there, I always have my co-host count us down. So if you guys are all ready, Andrew, count us down. We'll get started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
All right, guys, we are going. Yeah, surprise, guys. Andrew is joining today. So grab any questions you might have. Yes, Calbot, it does say not, it does not say true events. Although this is based on the true events that did happen on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Um, and so as this movie is getting started,
Hmm.
the background picture that I have, I took that picture. That is the Badlands. This movie was filmed in basically my backyard from where I just moved from. I
Okay.
know the Badlands. I would drive through it all the time. All of these places that they filmed this movie, as I did my rewatch, my pre-watch yesterday, it's all coming back.
Okay.
Um,
I can
and
I
I
can see I've got a question already from GH Zona.
exactly.
How much do I know about American Indians? You mean Native Americans? Well, I've seen Dances with Wolves. Um, I saw Dances with Wolves actually at the cinema when I was I'd have been 13 or something. I didn't know what I was going to see. And it's the only movie I've ever been to, and again, show my age here, where they actually had two intermissions. In the UK, we'd always have an intermission halfway through a movie at the time. We had two with this one, and in the UK, it was quite famous with an intermission. Someone would come out with a tray with ice cream for sale.
Oh, not like we don't have intermissions in the States. I can't remember if maybe they did when, what, like drive-ins, I think would have intermissions,
Yeah, our
but
theatres, cinemas always used to have until wow, it was yeah. Um, that was a shock. That was quite violent. But yeah, we would have intermissions for quite a long time. I think until about probably the mid 90s. It was when multiplexes kind of became a thing over here.
mm, um, and that's one of the reasons, probably the biggest reasons why, because my favorite movie that Graham Greene was in was Dances with Wolves,
Okay.
but it's so long.
Mm,
Um, This one, just under 2 hours, that's so doable.
yeah.
And this has a lot of the same themes that Dances with Wolves and a lot of the same locations that they filmed.
Yeah.
Though living out near the Badlands in South Dakota, this movie Thunderheart doesn't get the love at all. Um, and it
It
should.
looks like a gem I've never seen before. It's got a hell of a cast. In fact, it's got Graham Greene in it. Is
Mhm.
fantastic.
And this is like an all-star cast. This is a movie
Hmm.
that we also could have used last year when we kind of celebrated Val Kilmer when he passed.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
he's taken front and center on this movie.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so as we're getting a move on, let's do a shout out to all of you guys that have joined us today. We have GH Zoner, also known as Hell If I Know. Eric, we have Matt. Let's see, Calbot, Johnny Devick. Um, let's see, am I?
When is
Am
this
I
movie
missing anybody?
set?
It is set early 70s.
Probably why there's a picture of Nixon on the wall in the office.
Exactly. And so they are directly inferring, not based on true events, guys, um, but this movie directly infers the what is called the Wounded Knee occupation, which occurred on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation in 1973.
Okay.
They do make reference in this movie to the Wounded Knee Massacre, which happened in 1890. Um, but they've changed a lot of the names. Um, Obviously, I think there was apprehension to use based on true events, and they don't want to
Yeah.
highlight a lot of the bad things what us white folk did, I guess.
Yeah.
And that federal agencies came on the res and did atrocious things. So, um, yes, GH Val is supposed to be part Sioux. That's the inference, and that's why he's going to be sent to deal with this out and out murder that we just saw, to kind of ease things on the res. And anybody, okay, can you guys recognize this guy who's supposed to be a big senator, bigwig?
Oh, he's in everything, isn't he? He's one of those guys.
He is one of those guys.
He's one of them guys in everything. I'm trying to remember who he is.
Yep. Um, he he's really good at playing like government figures, senators,
Yeah.
officials. I think he was even in Law and Order and played the DA. He's just got that command presence.
Oh yeah.
Very close, GH. It is Fred Thompson. Yep.
Fred Thompson.
Yep. Eric, he's also in Die Hard too. Yes, he
Well, he
is.
was. Fred Thompson was actually a senator in Tennessee.
Yes, he was.
So
Um,
yeah.
but he did. He passed away some years ago
Mm,
in 2015. But
yeah.
he had a lot of numerous roles. All right, we have some activity going on in Discord. Um, let's see who we got there. Let's do a shout out. Calbot, Matt, Eric, a lot of first time watchers here.
Okay.
So hopefully this movie does get a little not convoluted, but sometimes it is hard to follow as
Hmm.
the story unwinds. Um, but we'll stay in sync. Oh, there you go, Johnny Devick. 3 Days of the Sioux.
Hmm.
Um, all right, let's see. Who else? Who am I missing? All right,
I,
yep, there we go for Discord.
I don't know why, but that building they're in, even though this is supposed to be in the early 70s, it gives me a very 80s vibe so far, this film. Obviously, it was shot in the
Um,
80s, but just the style of
yes.
everything.
Well, I tell you what, I did a pre-watch of this yesterday, and the last time I had watched it was, many, many years ago before I even moved to South Dakota. When I did my pre-watch, I knew immediately that was the Rapid City Airport because it hasn't changed that much. Um, the carousel is still there. That's what the Rapid City Airport still looks like, even though they did some renovations. Um, it feels weird to see this movie, um, because this really is a reflection of what their life was like.
Yeah.
and in many respects, what it still is, what life is like on the res.
Yeah.
Um, this was set in Pine Ridge, but they changed the name of the reservation. So there's the Pine Ridge and then the Rosebud, which are the two big Indian reservations. The Badlands, these gorgeous shots of the Badlands, guys, it does not
Yeah.
do it justice to the enormity and just how beautiful the land is. Um, is
No, no,
this, yeah,
no,
Johnny
Johnny.
Depp.
It's not Greenland. No. Right. Remember,
Um,
Greenland is the icy one. Iceland is the green one.
exactly, but the Badlands do get very green.
Hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, the reason why it's called the Badlands is because it's part of the lands that the government didn't like and gave it to the Native Americans. But that's where the Black Hills is all, part of that area with the Badlands. Um, but the Badlands is very fertile ground in spots. Oh, yeah, Matt, where in the world is Wall Drug? Very close to this. Um, about 45-minute drive.
Hmm.
But it's not uncommon, I guess, for the feds to show up when there's a murder on the res. Um,
Something this reminds me of, though, just a general thing nowadays. How few people actually wear ties these days, even in a workplace environment. I, when I go to the office, I don't wear a tie. I haven't worn a tie probably for 10 years. I think the only time I wear ties is I want tie. I wore a tie to Oliver Harper's wedding recently, but that was probably the last time I
oh,
wore.
well, we know the feds have to dress up. Even in the Badlands, when it gets hot,
Hmm.
um, you guys will notice that there is a lot of glistening that is going to be going on. Here we go, Graham Greene, tribal police. I love how unaffected he is by being
Yeah.
roughed up by the feds. He is cool. Um, but this really would be unheard of. Um, so over in the chat, there was a discussion on the best role that Graham Greene had.
Hmm.
And there was a shout out to Maverick. I say, well, my most beloved role that he was in was Dances with Wolves. What
I,
do you guys think?
oh, I'm looking through his resume now, and I
Mhm.
don't know why I really like, even though he was only briefly, he was kind of McLean's boss in Die Hard 3.
Yes.
He
Very
was the
briefly.
he was the guy who evacuated the elementary school.
Um,
Uh,
his filmography is long. He's done a lot of film, a lot of TV. Um, to
and
really showcase his work, I
yeah,
would pick this or Dances with Wolves. But if we want a 3 hour movie, um,
yeah.
yeah, probably not here because I don't want to do an intermission.
But he was
um,
in, but he was in the Green Mile as well.
yes. Yep, he played one of the inmates in Green Mile.
Yeah.
He did a lot of television. There was a posting on his appearance in the Ed Green show.
Hmm.
The Red Green, not Red, the Red Green show, and he was in like 25 episodes of that. Um, I don't remember him in that. I escapes me. Um,
He in
so
well,
Yeah, Matt, he is recognizable, but I can't place a single movie I've seen. I'm assuming a lot of TV guest roles. Matt, are you talking about Sam Shepard, who plays he's the partner, the FBI guy? Yeah, Matt,
I do
Red
have to
Green is Canadian.
I do have to say though, unfortunately, and I'm hold my hands up to this just because I'm not so au fait with many Native American actors. In my mind, I kind of getting mixed up with August Schellenberg.
August.
He was the Native American in the Free Willy movies.
Mm, okay. And the actor that was in Yellowstone, Gil Birmingham, I think is his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there's a couple of the Native American actors that have such a presence. I get them confused,
Yeah.
but Graham Greene, love him.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Fred Ward, um, who we saw years prior in Tremors.
We did. We did. We never did his
But
greatest film, which was almost a TV movie, which was Remo, Unarmed and Dangerous.
yes, yes.
It's
So
it's
this
the yeah,
this is an all-star cast, guys.
yeah.
Um, why this movie didn't get more love, I believe it's because of the subject matter. Um, and you can't ignore what happened um, back in 1973. So my history with South Dakota, my late husband had been out in South Dakota bringing businesses onto the res in the late 70s.
Okay.
And that's long history. But then I came out in 2012. So I know a lot of these stories, the history. Um, this incident, the Wounded Knee occupation, lasted about 70 days. And again, US authorities, the federal authorities came on res land to subdue something going on, and they
Mm-hmm.
surrounded an encampment, I guess that's what they called. And the Native Americans were basically surrounded. But I think there was a concerted effort, no gunfire. We're not going to replay the Wounded Knee Massacre. So they had these Native Americans surrounded for 70 days plus.
Wow.
Um, Supposedly no one in or out, but my husband tells a different story that there were people that were sneaking food and water in and out,
Mm-hmm.
and that could sustain them for however long that the feds were going to encamp them there. So they were willing to wait it out, and they were able to wait it out. So it ended peacefully. Um, it's Johnny Devick. The whole thing is still sad. So there is this understanding that they're two separate entities. The res is a very separate authority from the feds, and so I think it's been semi-peaceful ever since. Um, at least when I lived there. Um, but yeah, that's
Uh,
what the roads look like.
mm-hmm.
The atmosphere out in the middle of nowhere, that's the feeling that you see in this movie, and that really is what life is like.
Yeah.
Oh, Eric, all-star cast, but the sad part is they have all passed away.
Most of them have. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Even Sam Shepard, I thought he was still around.
No, he died in 2017.
Oh my gosh.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. Um, So, um, okay, what was I going to say? Red, this elder, this Native American elder,
Hmm.
he has passed away, but he really was an elder, actually in the Rosebud tribe. But I think he made such a presence that they brought him in for this project.
So, yeah, these are pretty terrible cops.
Yeah. Um, yeah. The feds come in and there's like no relationship going on with
Hmm.
the res. They should be dealing with the res police. Um, this said this what this little town.
Yeah,
Um, I want to say that is actually the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. That's actually what the houses do look like. Um,
yeah, they look like just prefab homes.
yeah, they are pretty much. So the government comes in and builds them homes, but does not give them anything to maintain the homes.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, it is one of the poorest areas, if not the poorest county in the entire United States. They used to, it used to be called Shannon County, but they've named it Ogallala County, but it's still the same. Yeah, Johnny Devick, they are not afraid to point guns at faces. I know.
no, they don't seem to be.
All right. Hey guys, if you have any questions for Andrew, shout him out. What he's
Yeah,
been doing. Um,
well, okay. So he knew
um,
there was a badger living under his home.
mhm. Yep.
It's surprising actually how vicious badgers are. People seem to think they're actually quite friendly and gentle, and they're not.
No, you're better off just letting them do their thing, and they're everywhere in South
Yeah,
Dakota.
yeah, we
Um,
have them. We have them in the UK. Don't think we go anywhere I live, but we do have them in the UK.
so the plot of the movie is that their main suspect here, Jimmy, they seem to think Jimmy's the one that did it because, okay, what are the organization that they're calling it is the arm. I think they're calling it the arm, which is the real name of the organization is AIM, but they're calling it ARM. So he's like an agitator that supposedly has
Yeah,
been brought in to stir up this conflict in in the Native American tribe because you have like the pro government versus um the what would you call it, the part of the tribe that wants to just stay separate, go back
okay,
to their roots. um and that's why he's now targeted as a suspect.
okay.
Hey, so Johnny Devick is asking you, what are you up to these days, Andrew?
What am I up to these days? Well, my proper job's going very well. My real day to day job. I'm getting very busy with that. Um, I don't want to say too much about who I work for, but I work for a major multinational manufacturer, and I'm the worldwide head of certain stuff. So busy in that respect. And we're going on with Creative EC. So I was looking in the Discord earlier. I can answer a couple of questions. Bear in mind, I can only answer certain things. Um, Mad Matt, I could see you were inquiring about In Search of Tomorrow Part 2. Part 2 will be coming. Um, Not immediately, but it will be coming. and my understanding so far is it will be covering the 90s. The next projects we will be working on will be In Search of Darkness 1970s and Terminator Expanded, with In Search of Legends to follow after that. And there is an anime documentary being explored at the moment. But no, In Search of Tomorrow 2 isn't going away. But
So
there's only
stay
so many
tuned.
of us who can work. There's only so many of us who can work on everything, unfortunately.
Yeah. Um, Interesting. So you have an anime project,
Hmm.
um, and we're going to have our very first anime watch party. I'm going to do that in February.
Okay.
Um, and I'm getting a lot of feedback, and I'm going to be putting up a poll here soon just to kind of dwindle down the list as to what you guys want to see. Um, and we'll go from there. Yeah, Johnny Devick, looking forward to anime deep dives. Yeah, and I'm hoping to get a movie that we can all enjoy talking about as part of
Hmm.
anime, because it is such a big genre, a big medium. Um, so there you go.
Yeah.
Johnny Devick, is this the Ice prequel? Kind of seems like it, doesn't it? They're going in just guns a blazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm not going to. I'm for my own benefit. I will not comment on current events in America. Um, as you know, I like to vacation in America, and if I say anything, I could be put on a plane back home again as soon as I get there. So I have to behave at the moment.
well, you know what? There's a lot we could say,
Hmm.
um, but we just, keep it on the surface as part of our discussion, because this
Yeah,
is really, we're grounded in our love of movies,
exactly.
and that's
I think you've all known me long enough to know where my heart lies, and that's all we need to say about it. But
exactly.
no, this is very interesting. This is quite relevant. I mean, and a great follow up to this would be, if you're looking for films around um, tension, etc., would probably be Mississippi Burning. Would be another great film to follow this up with.
Oh, I think that is on my list. Um, yeah, the dramas, the thrillers,
Yeah,
the ones that are based on true events and see how they unfold. Um, oh yeah, I'm all for it.
yeah.
Yeah, Matt is saying Sharon discovered there are enough anime titles to take over the entire year of watch parties. Oh yes.
Yes, there are.
Um,
But
but we can
you
just
need to be
wait.
careful. There's some anime that goes a bit left field, and
Yes. And that's what I'm finding. And I'm getting a lot of help from the discussions that had been going on. Um, if we could just stick with one that's relatively easy to get, that is a fun watch. Um,
I'm going to tell you one.
so,
If you can track it down,
okay.
Dracula Sovereign of the Damned.
Okay. I
It's
don't know if
kind
we
of
had.
it's kind of terrible, but also very fun. It's an
Uh,
anime based on a Marvel comic about Dracula falling in love, and he basically has a Jesus baby. It's very strange.
I don't think that one had come up in the discussion. Um,
It's one I know Jess likes. She
oh,
thinks it's utterly insane.
oh, how funny.
Yeah,
Um, all right, I'm putting it on the list.
there we go.
Um, yeah, Johnny Devitt, politics are best kept out of here. Absolutely, absolutely. Unless it, you know what, it relates to this movie, because this is a direct reference to what had happened in the day, but this
Yeah.
is like a dramatized version of it. Um, and I like to focus on like how the plot is coming about, how they portray their characters. Um, we have a couple new characters showing up. And what's interesting about this when they showed that river in that previous scene, the Missouri River runs straight through South Dakota. There's also the Cheyenne River, which is a huge river that runs right by Wasta, where their hotel is set. Um, so I think by the looks of it, that's the Cheyenne River because it's right by major roads. And so you figure they have to bring the film crew out.
Yeah.
There's places in this movie where they shot where you can't get cars and you have to walk.
Wow.
Um, and yeah, the Badlands are vast. There's no Wi-Fi. God help you if you get stuck, you're screwed. Hey, yeah, GH, where'd Ray's partner go? Um, he's starting to um what? Ray is developing a conscience and he's trying to investigate it because his partner from the scenes that we have seen is hell-bent on his own narrative. Jimmy did it, this is the reason, this is who we're going to arrest, instead of doing a proper investigation. So now we see Ray going onto the res and actually talking to the gal who owns the property where the crime was committed. Imagine that. Oh,
Hmm.
Johnny Divick made my students make a documentary about esport history. Didn't live up to creator VC standards, but they put in the effort. That's where they
Oh, that's
start,
good.
right?
That's good. Yeah. Everyone's got to start somewhere.
Exactly. Um, we got a brief from Dom about how he kind of got started in
Hmm.
movies. Y'all have to start somewhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, her mentioning shape shifting right after Ray
Yeah.
saw the deer jump the fence made me wonder if the story is going to actually go supernatural. Um, Perhaps, yeah, perhaps a little.
Mm. Or he's either hallucinating or.
He's starting to glisten a little from the
Yeah.
heat, so
Yeah.
that could be it. Um, so yeah. Okay. Guest appearance, the bartender. If you blink, you'll
Uh,
miss him.
I don't know. I don't know, but I can tell you that I can smell that bar from here.
And it pretty much smells as you would imagine.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, and I'm guessing it's the bar in Wasta. Pine Ridge, they don't have any bars because it's a dry
Yeah. Dry
county, it's a dry
county.
res. So it has to be outside the res. Calbot got it. It's David Crosby. Blink and you'll miss him. I don't even know if he has a credited role. And in the 70s, yeah, this is, as my husband would have said, the bars back in the 70s used to
Hmm.
be wild and woolly.
Yeah. How did he hurt his arm? I don't think. Did we see how he hurt his hand or arm?
That's the Badger.
Oh, that's from the Badger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The Badger got him good, but he should have, maybe that's where he was. He was to the hospital and got it stitched up, got some antibiotics perhaps.
I think you would. I don't know if they might have rabies or something.
Ooh, Johnny Devitt. I have a student that wants to be a director, so told her about how James Cameron got his start, maybe for motivation.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
I don't know if the pills he's swallowing are going to neutralize that probably dirty water he's drinking right.
And they are glistening. This must have been filmed in the summertime. It had to
Yeah.
have been filmed in the summertime because in the wintertime it's all snow and
Hmm.
there's no way you're gonna be moving around a film crew. Here he goes, David Crosby with a gun. It's so random. Um, does anybody know how you might have to do a little searching how he got the role? Did he just show up one day, say, "Hey, I'm here, put me in, coach"?
It just seems a bit random.
It's very random. This was directed by Michael
Apted.
um, Apted.
British
Ah,
director, wasn't he?
produced
Yeah,
by
British.
Robert De Niro, Jane Rosenthal, John Fusco. Oh,
Yeah.
this is 73. This is Highway 73.
Uh,
Here he goes. Oh, he's a badass cop. Yeah, fun fact. His jurisdiction, he can pull over whoever he wants. He just can't write non-natives tickets,
hmm.
but he's just messing with him. They really, the feds really ought to listen to him, right? He's the cop in the know.
Yeah.
Walter Crowhorse is his character. Um, let's see. Oh, Matt is saying, which one of the producers owed David Crosby a favor? Or they knew each other. They go, way back. Um, and one of them said, "Hey, I got a role for you, David. Come on."
So interesting fact about Michael Apted, who directed this.
Hmm.
In the UK, he was the director after the initial uh, version of it of a TV documentary series that called Up. And what happened was it started with a series called Seven Up, as in, sorry, excuse me, excuse me.
Shoot.
Um, so Seven Up, it basically took a number of children and showed them at that age, and then what would happen was uh, every so many years, documentary would catch up with them every 7 years for 50. They did it for 56 years, and it showed people every 7 years through their life as they developed. So approximately every 6 to 7 years would get a new episode of it, and he was the director of it. And it actually had people from 7 Up right up to 63 Up.
Whoa.
Very famous show
Um,
in the UK.
that is very similar to that movie that it took 12 years in real
Hmm.
time to make because they followed the cast for 12 years to highlight how the boy grew up. Um, that name escapes me.
I don't know if we're
Um,
going to. Actually, I wonder if we're going to see another one because it is 7 years. This we might have seven. I don't know because the director's passed on now. But are we getting a set? Because it would be a 70 Up this year.
70 up like a documentary or
Yeah.
70,
Oh
yeah,
no, no, it
70.
is. It's happening in the UK. So 70 Up. So they followed these
Okay.
kids every 7 years of their lives from the age of 7, and they will
Wow.
be 70 in this year's version.
Wow. Yeah, Matt is saying, yeah, that's dedication.
Hmm.
But I'm assuming if he passed on that he wouldn't, that it
No,
would die unless,
another director's
yeah,
going to make it. It says here another director will take over. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
interesting. Well, this is the year that it should come out.
Yep, that'll be 70.
So yeah, we see Ray. He's kind of getting away from the official investigation. He's like a renegade um, FBI guy.
Hmm.
Not sure if I want to wait 7 years between episodes.
No, exactly.
Well, that's interesting because I had not heard of that.
Yeah,
And what did you say? When did they start? Like at seven, age
it's
7?
seven, age 7.
And it's British, you say? Okay.
Yeah, it might be on
Uh,
YouTube if you look for it. The original one was called Seven Up. Oh, the new one's going to be directed by a director called Richard Denton, who I don't know.
okay. All right. So, all of you out there, if you want an interesting watch, check it out.
Yeah,
But yeah, here in the States, we're not privy to stuff like that or hasn't made a splash over here.
yeah.
Val Kilmer in his younger days. Wow. This was pretty much at the top of his game, I believe, right? 80s, 90s.
Yeah, it would have been.
Um,
Ooh, was this before or after? Was it Tombstone? Or
yeah,
oh,
when was Tombstone? Tombstone
oh yeah,
93. So
yeah. So straight after this, pretty much.
yep. Um, he did Top Gun in 86, I believe,
Yeah.
this in 92, and then Tombstone in 93.
Mm-hmm.
And Top Secret was before those, I believe. That
Yeah.
was the beginning of his career, I believe.
Riptide apparently was his first role. Then he did Top Secret, and of course he had Real Genius just before he did Top Gun.
Yep. Yeah. Johnny Devick, he was great in Tombstone. That that cast of Tombstone, they nailed it. Everybody was perfectly cast.
Mm-hmm. It's a shame though he was in Batman Forever, which was the start of the end of that version of Batman.
That part of the Batmans whom we won't speak of.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, there's
Well, I
so
don't
many
know.
Batman renditions.
I don't know if you apparently to this day, if you ask George Clooney for your money back for Batman and Robin, he'll give you your the cost of your ticket back.
How about rental? If someone rented it, oh my
Oh, I
God,
don't
that's
know. I don't
funny.
know. Such a bad movie. Yeah, that's true. Forever was an epic compared to Batman and Robin. The problem was it was a Jim Carrey. It was because Jim Carrey was hot at the time. They put him in it, and he was too much Carrey.
Yeah. Graham Greene should have gotten more screen time on this.
Yeah.
Um, Sam Shepard and Val Kilmer got top billing, right? And then
Hmm.
I think it was Graham Greene under it. But I think he should have gotten top billing over Sam Shepard. But of course, he wasn't he wasn't the big box office hit that Sam Shepard was. But his casting was so brilliant in this, and he plays this role perfectly. Um, he's trying to talk to Ray to get the investigation going. He knows a lot more than Ray does, but Ray is still kind of apprehensive, I guess. Still an FBI guy at heart.
Yeah. Hello, I brought you 4 boxes of sticks that will kill you.
Yep. But that's really a good way of, coming to the door with something.
Yeah,
Food is great. Smokes, liquor is even better, I guess. Yeah. Johnny Depp is saying prison cash.
yeah.
Um, Grandma Maisie Blue Legs is played by Sarah Brave. Um, does anybody else know what she was in off the top of your head? 'Cause she's got that face that I know her from somewhere. Maybe this was it. Maybe this is her only IMDb presence. So
Hmm.
yeah, one and done maybe.
That I'm just reflecting on the cigarettes he was bringing there due to the price of them in the UK. I don't smoke. I've never been a smoker, but a pack of cigarettes in the UK is about $28 in American.
Now,
Yeah, our government keeps taxing them higher and higher to try to stop them. And all packets of cigarettes now in the UK sold for a number of years have they don't have, like, if you put a packet of Marlboro, they're not red and white like they are the rest of the world. The box just says Marlboro on them, and every packet of cigarettes you buy in the UK says things like "smoking clogs your arteries," with a picture of the arteries with all the stuff in them, or "smoking increases the risk of blindness," with someone going blind. It's all photos and like bad lungs and that kind of stuff on the packets now.
you would think that it would have that effect of causing people to think about it and maybe saying, oh, maybe for my health, this is not the right choice.
Yeah,
Um, but I think an avid smoker, I used to be one, an
yeah,
avid smoker would just ignore it.
yeah. Become desensitized to the imagery on the packet.
And you just move past it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so this is about to turn nasty. This he just came for a
Hmm.
visit, right? To get information, to talk to grandma.
As long as they don't shoot grandma, I'm fine with it.
There we go. Oh, Johnny Depp. First thing I
Oh
saw him in
gosh,
was Willow. That's right. Yeah.
this is hardcore.
This is, yeah. Um, yeah, the theme of this movie in some of the scenes, I can understand why South Dakota doesn't use this movie as part of its tourist
Yeah,
dig, right? This is come to South Dakota. This is where this happened.
it's where we
Come
shoot
on down.
kids. Yeah,
Um, it's it's all about the Dances with Wolves side of things, which has I mean, they both have a positive outlook on the Native Americans, and
hmm,
they do the law enforcement as the bad guys, but I think they've definitely got different cinematic themes. This one's a lot heavier.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, the health services on the res has gotten better than this, but this is what the clinics on the res used to look like.
Yeah.
Um, Small town South Dakota, this is what clinics still look like in some ways. Um,
Why is it all assholes have always got these raised pickups like that in these movies?
uh, because you need one in South Dakota.
Uh,
Take a look at the roads. All of the roads are like this. They're sort of paved, but it's gravel. They've got ruts. Um, and this is just how all the trucks need to be. I'm surprised he's not shooting at all of these guys for what they did.
yeah.
I would be going ballistic. Yeah, Calbot over there in Discord, you were probably thinking of something like this. I had her pictured in another movie somewhere, but it seems that she wasn't. I gotta laugh at that. Matt, any significance to the kid wanting his G.I. Joe doll?
I don't know. Faith in establishment letting him down?
Um, Maybe the lack of really any toys that these kids had other
Yeah.
than that. Maybe. And there we have Fred Ward, Jack Milton, who is the head of the arm. Um, yeah, so the story is unfolding where
Hmm.
Ray is I think he's starting to see that there's a lot more going on. I should say I don't want to give away too much because I think a lot of you this is your first time watching. But I'm kind of asking, why were the feds even brought in? Is it
Yeah.
that because of the scope of the investigation, because the res police didn't want to handle it, or because of who they think did it, they needed the feds to come in and make an arrest? Because if it was one of their own that committed it, it could have been dealt with in house, right? They wouldn't
It
need
could
the
be.
feds.
It could be a political type thing where you got the lawmakers who necessarily don't want to obey the tribes, and it's they can't have police from the next county over, the non-Native American police dealing with it. So the next logical people to bring in, I guess, are the feds, because you say they've got authority everywhere. Because, of course, in America it works different how it does in the UK. A non-federal officer only has authority in the area to which he's given authority.
Right.
The difference in, I mean, the difference in the UK, for example, is a policeman from where I live in Wales can arrest someone in Scotland or in London because they have a warrant, what we call a warrant card, which gives them their powers, and they can, doesn't matter where they are off duty, they can arrest anyone anywhere within the UK. So it might be something to do with that, whereby they're the next logical alternative to investigate this because they believe that the tribal police will sweep it under the carpet.
Yeah, could be. Um, but I can't remember in the beginning of it, or was it implied that they had called the feds in to help with it, or the feds heard about it and just came? It seems like they just came swooping in like
Yeah,
gangbusters, just to hijack the investigation. Well, yeah, it would seem like it should be in cooperation, but it doesn't
yeah,
seem to be a whole lot of cooperating with. Um, I keep forgetting Frank Cooch.
yeah.
Yeah, Frank doesn't seem to be cooperating with the
No, but
locals.
again, it's possible that because they're the feds, they're thinking, "Oh, we're better than this. Oh, they're just the local hooky cops. We're not going to worry about them. They don't have respect for them, so they're just going to take over
That's
and do
true.
it properly in their mind. That's true, Mad Matt. Are you a shapeshifter?
Interesting cinematography.
Yeah.
Um, the Badlands feature very prominently all throughout this movie.
Mm.
Um, no sets. They don't need a whole lot of set decoration. This is like really what the res looks like.
Only thing I will say is I do think it could have been better in a wider aspect ratio. It's quite
Mm,
quite tight. It's almost like a TV movie with how kind of close it's shot. Maybe a
that's
wider
true.
ratio would have made the landscape look more imposing.
That's true. Focus more on the wide shot.
Yeah.
Um, if they had done it that way, you would really get the feeling as the audience watching it how little um, impact these people have in their
Hmm.
environment and how small they are compared to the landscape.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, about the shape shifting. So there is kind of this the more that Ray spends with the tribe, the more that there seems to be this undercurrent of a supernatural spiritual element coming in.
Props to the woman in the shade with an umbrella.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of trees.
Yeah.
Um, it is hot and the sun does beam directly on you.
Yeah.
So you do need your shade.
It's the fact she sat under the shade with an umbrella.
Um, yeah, I could just feel how hot it is there.
Yeah.
And so Graham Greene is not glistening at all, not
Hmm.
sweating, not breaking a sweat. Um, Kilmer has got to be just sweating his you know what off.
I'm kind of shocked as well. It doesn't appear that, and obviously that's a borrowed truck there. But in the earlier scenes we're seeing with the federal agents driving around, I'm kind of surprised they don't have AC in their cars.
Yeah, because when they arrived at the airport, you would think that they would have
Yeah.
rented a car. They should have had AC.
Well, no, they're driving
Uh,
federal cars because they've got the police radios in them. Because
so
remember,
how do they?
so
Interesting
remember,
point there.
yeah,
Huh?
because remember when he was taking the kid to the hospital, he pulled the police radio walkie CB out.
So they flew into Rapid and then got some Fed cars.
Maybe
Interesting.
they keep some Fed cars handy in certain places. I don't know.
Maybe. Not as saying it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Um, yeah. Oh, I love that burn. So sue me. So he just indicated that he has information, that there is information that Ray needs to be, um, looking in a different place. So the fun fact is they're not going to sue him.
No. But the child lives anyway. He's just got a bandage on his arm.
Oh, another burn. That guy, I'm sorry, there was a guy that looked exactly like Sam Kinison. Did
Uh,
anybody else see that?
no, I was going to say though, they look like the worst branch of the Guardian Angels ever. All of them in their red berets a second ago.
Yeah. And Sam Kinison used to wear berets.
Did he? Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
he did.
Yeah, Johnny Devick is saying wide angle shots are harder to compose and more to hide. Yes.
Yeah, true.
No joke about Indian time. It's, I used to hear that a lot living out there. It's the Indian way. It
Okay.
really is. It's just their way. Those powwows are a lot of fun to go to. As long as you have covering, you got a lot of water because it does get hot. Thank
Yeah.
you, Matt, over there in Discord. Yep, Sam Kinnison in a beret. So, Andrew, what are you doing with your Sunday nights now that you're not doing this every week?
I'm spend time with my wife. It's it's spend time with my wife, watch movies, and go out sometimes to theaters. Watch movies at the cinema, uh, catch up with friends, or sometimes just sit and watch TV. But I do miss you guys a lot. I do miss you guys a lot, and so does Dom as well. We miss hanging out with you every Sunday night. It gave us structure. But Dom's doing well with his boy. His boy's over a year old now.
Well, one of these days I'll see about bringing Dom on to catch up.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, you guys are, always welcome. You popped up in a
thank you.
chat. I think every now and then you're popping up in a chat.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
we do. But
but
I'd say we're incredibly proud of you all, especially you, Sharon, with leading. With running with what we did. We only viewed ourselves as custodians of the watch parties. We were not. They're not. They were never our watch parties. At least that's never how I thought of it. It was just running them for the community, and I've passed them over to you guys, and I'm so proud every week seeing you guys doing them. Yeah, we miss you too, but it's equally you're finding your own way. You're picking movies we wouldn't have picked. You're going down your own path, and it's good. Things need to evolve and move on. But we'll be
yeah,
back from time to time.
yeah, of course. Um, yeah, but I always kind of felt like it was, it was always a creator VC thing.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, we're just gonna run with it for however long we get to do this. I'm only
Exactly.
here doing it because you guys are watching and joining. Um, so yeah, we'll evolve it and we'll just do our thing. And you guys, you and Dom come back every now and then to
Yeah,
to,
we'll
to
check in with you
join
from
us.
time to time. We
Yeah,
can check in. We can check in from time to time with you guys. I'm sure I'll speak with Dom. But
yeah,
wow, I've got to
yeah.
say, there's something I find, and I don't mean this in a nasty way at all, but there's something about old Native Americans, the way their faces contour that way, that is very distinctive.
It is, and it is exposure to the sun, just
Yeah,
living a hard life, and just being exposed to the elements. And they back in this 70s era,
yeah,
they did not have the best access to healthcare.
no,
It has gotten better. Some of the new facilities that have been put up on the res, they are state of the art, but it's been slow going. Yeah. Um, uh, GH Zoner would be good to see Dom again too. Yeah.
yeah,
I
we
just
can.
am hesitant about getting Andrew and Dom now that they don't have to do this every Sunday. Hey,
No, but
coming back at
I'm sure. I'm
Yeah,
sure I'll speak with Dom and I'll see if he's up for something. We'll let you know. Maybe we'll arrange a movie with you or something.
perfect. Perfect. Matt is saying, I think all this rhythmic drumming was what put me to sleep earlier today. It could because it's very soothing.
I don't know. I find it. I don't, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. I'm aware it's what it is, and it's a cultural thing. But to my ears, I find repetitive noises irritating. I don't, and I don't mean that in any way to be disrespectful. I really don't, and I appreciate it's part of their
Of
culture.
course
I
not.
just don't. I just don't find the enjoyment in it myself.
It's like nails on a chalkboard to you.
Not that bad, but I just am like, oh, it's still making that noise.
There's parts of this movie that I just find just
Yeah,
disturbing about the whole presence of these guys. Um, in reality, you should probably find out who these drivers are before you start shoving rifles in their
yeah.
faces. Because right then and there, if that had been a real in real life, a real federal officer you're pointing a gun at, you could get arrested. You could still get arrested for that.
Oh yeah, but equally, he's probably not going to
Um,
arrest 10 guys.
no, I think Ray being kind of he's doing a separate investigation from the
Yeah,
feds. Look at that. He's not wearing his tie anymore. He's not wearing his jacket.
no,
He's already transforming, so he's just going to let those guys go.
yeah,
Um, so this hotel was actually in the little town of Wasta. Um, Wasta is you could drive by it and you'll miss it. It's really like on the side of the mountain, um, off of I-90. And a couple of years ago, they actually put in a really nice road, like restroom, roadside stop area. And it's rather nice, but it's such a small town and an interesting choice to have their little motel.
is that a is this motel they're at? Is this like a genuine Native American one, or is it it almost looks like a themed one?
Wasta is that's a good question. I think in the movie it's supposed to represent on the Pine Ridge. It's not officially on the Pine Ridge Reservation though. And I
Hmm.
think it's just a rundown little motel. And I think they've changed owners now and they've changed the name into a bigger motel, but this is just a rundown motel. It had to have been put in place for travelers on I-90 because that's
Could be.
the biggest interstate up to the Black Hills in South Dakota. So you get a lot of travelers on that route. Oh, okay. The building in the back, it
Hmm.
says Dune and Dune Dance. That
Yeah.
might be where the bar was earlier.
Ah.
Gotcha. Uh, Matt, fascinating to see that the people willing to become the armed guard are most likely not the ones you want armed. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goons. Exactly. That's what I would have called them goons with
They are
guns.
goons. Yeah. Wow. That's when they built the old Coke machines to last.
Yes. And if you're lucky enough to find any of those machines, I'm sure they're still running today.
Yeah.
Um, so I have a question. So when they were just back in that motel room And Ray is given, he finds the rifle. Hey, where'd you find it? And Frank's giving him a story. Hey, I had the guy, blah, blah, blah. Um, so apparently Frank's doing his own thing too
Yeah.
that we have not been privy to. Um,
They're both doing their own thing, but Frank's doing his own thing off camera.
Ray's the only one that's taken his tie off.
Yeah. I can tell you for a fact I would not want to go to sleep there without AC. It'd be one of them places where just you feel the sheets sticking to you at night.
Yes. And even outdoors,
Yeah.
if you don't have a wind, it's just awful.
Mm.
Then the flip side of it is you get 80-mile-an-hour winds
Yeah.
in wintertime, and you've got bomb cyclones, you've got blizzards coming through, and those are the seasons we have.
Oh wow.
Um, and that's the main reason why I moved out of there is being in that, as a single parent. No, thank you.
No.
Older cop, younger cop, having a heart to heart, but they're not on the same page.
A1 motel.
And now I think now it's called Thunderhead, Thunder something. Wast is so small, I'm sure they only have one motel.
Oh wow, Mad Matt's got a very cool collection of stuff from the Badlands.
Oh, very cool, Matt. Oh, that is um I think that is in Custer, the memorial. Yep, and they're still working on that
Hmm.
because they're privately funded. They want to finish that memorial. Yep, Sturgis Rally, Black Hills. Oh, feels like I'm back there. Looks like he adopted a res dog,
I think
or the
so.
dog adopted him. Matt, when was the last time you went through the Badlands? Yeah. Johnny Devick, we don't need another Fed here. All we need is another hero, perhaps. But yeah, way too many Feds just coming and destroying property. Uh, okay, G.H. Zoner, the actor from Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Wow.
Hmm. So Grandpa found a shell casing. And yet he did not. Bag it and tag it.
Back in another.
Hmm. Plot is slowly evolving.
It is. It
Um,
is. The landscape's actually changing. It's a bit greener at the moment, isn't it? It's.
yes. So I'm wondering if this is almost like looks like the Little White River um, around like the Kadoka area, which is a different county than Wall and the Wasta area.
Hmm.
So it's filmed all around the Black Hills, Badlands area. So it all kind of is the same, but this is kind of the topography, the difference in topography. Well, guys, they found the car that they were looking for. Oh, Matt. Okay, collection of places I've been. Holy cow. Oh, there's a Devil's Tower. Okay, that's a great collection there, Matt. Uh-huh, guys, we have a clue. Another clue.
Interesting.
Yep. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, this is a beautiful area. Um, yeah, and I can't get any like specific information about where this specific house, this specific location was. Um, but I'm guessing that's either the Cheyenne or it's the Little White River.
It's the.
But I tell you what, guys,
Yeah.
I don't miss South Dakota. I don't. I left, had not looked back since.
It's like Grandma's on the run, apparently.
Grandma's on the run.
Oh, yeah. Don't mess with Grandma. Grandma was a bit of a badass, to be honest. The house was shot up, and she just stood there, and it didn't get hit. Don't mess with Grandma.
Makes me wonder how many times her house had been shot up and she's just used to it.
Yeah.
So interesting how he's taken this investigation upon himself,
Hmm.
and he's got to track down this raffle ticket, who owns this raffle ticket, because it was found in the suspect's car, but that jacket that was found in the car is too big for Jimmy. So, uh-huh. So it's twisting and turning.
I think Mad Matt's got a good point though that he's dressed like he's in Stand by Me.
Like the little kids were in Stand By Me.
Yeah.
This movie is moving right along. We've got about 40 more minutes.
Yeah.
So has anybody in the chat seen this before? Like in the theater?
I've never even
Um,
seen this before. It's
huh.
very interesting.
Yeah, it's because it did very well in the theater. It's like a pretty well acclaimed movie. Um, Let me see. I believe it made its money. Budget of 15, box office about 23 million.
Hmm.
So it did very respectable in the box office. And then I don't recall it making the rounds on cable. Um, this I had to have seen it as a rental at some point because then it was like nothing. There's no mention, no love, nothing. Um, yeah, and you'd think with an all-star cast like this, there would be a lot more mention of it.
Hmm.
But yeah, so we got a lot of first-time watchers. GH Zoner, first time I heard of it when you proposed it as a watch party. Ah, there you go. Interesting little finds here and there. This movie is really interesting.
It is.
Ray is getting a lot more information from cooperating and talking to the Native Americans than Frank seems to be getting because we don't really see what Frank is doing behind the scenes.
No. The only thing I want to say about this film is it's not it's quick moving in parts and it's not quick moving, but it feels like there's a lot more to be said. I wonder if under the modern era this would be a better mini TV series of like 8 episodes.
You know, that's interesting. If they were to do that and expand the
Yeah.
time, you would have to have a lot more subplots. You'd have to have a lot more going on.
Hmm.
Um,
But you could enrich the clues
you
quite a
could,
bit as well.
you know, he's glistening now. It's
Yeah.
hot. Um, this this is actually the Wounded Knee Memorial. Um, so now we're having a reference to what happened in 1890. So we're having a little bit of a spiritual aspect to things. Without this movie is not going to slam those events and make a big deal and go political. Um,
Yeah.
but it is part of the story. This memorial, doing a Google search, it will always mention how hard it is to get to and how hard it is to find. Um, it was literally easy for us. I mean, I live not too far from there, and this was one of the routes from my small town to drive to Rapid City. It was one of the routes. I drive right by it and right through the res. Um, but if you were to come from out of state and not be familiar, it's a drive, and you're going on these dirt roads. Um, Going at the wrong time of year, you won't be able to get through because of the weather. Um, oh, geez, Jimmy Devick. Hope James Cameron doesn't see this. Might give him an idea for Avatar 6 and 7. Uh, well, I think what James Cameron has said is if this latest Avatar doesn't
Yeah.
do well enough for him to want to propagate the series, that he'll tell us all how the Avatar series wraps up.
Oh,
And then that will
I nearly chewed my leg off watching it. I was like, it. We I went with my wife to see the new Avatar, and we got there at the theater at about 10:30 a.m. and no, about 10 a.m. Movie started at 10:30 a.m. and we were out, and it was nearly 3 p.m. by the time we were out. It was just so long, and again, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. Just to say, it's exactly the same story as the other ones, and the conclusion is,
um it's, you know what, it is interesting. James Cameron to me is a very fascinating director.
Yeah.
He's got these visions in his head. He knows how to tell a story, and give the audience what they want.
Hmm.
I think maybe the Avatar series would have been better had he just stopped at the one.
Yeah.
And I think one and done would have just been perfect. It's got a beginning, middle, and an end. That's it. But I think in his mind, it requires a lot more storytelling for him to get it out of his brain.
Yeah.
Um, and so financially, if this one doesn't do what he wants it to, then I think he's going to read the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Um,
Possibly. I I personally wish we'd either had something brand new from James Cameron or True Lies 2, which you always spoke about. That could have been
oh,
good.
Uh, True Lies. I have that on my watch party want to do list.
Hmm.
Um, it had dropped off the streaming and it was not available anywhere for so long, but now it's readily available. I do. I have all of these plans for watch parties, and it's just, with the time allotted.
Yeah.
We got to choose. Um, Yeah, but I think it's safe to say, guys, that I will not be doing an avatar. Any of the avatars, they're just so long.
Mm. It's a shame the first one, for all its flaws, was quite interesting and quite good,
Yeah.
but they are they're just getting worse as the series goes on, in my opinion. Well, not even worse. I would say number two wasn't as good as the first, but then number three is the same, almost the same movie as number two.
Well, yeah. If he stops with the avatar, then he could give us something original
Mm.
and
Yeah,
different. That would be
yeah.
great. Um, yeah, so this scene is really troubling. Um,
Hmm.
J- Ray comes in and talks to Jimmy. Jimmy's agreeable. Ray knows Jimmy didn't do it, but doesn't know who did. He's got to figure out who did, and then the feds and arm storm in. What the hell?
Yeah.
Um, but we are down to 30 minutes or so, so it's going to start wrapping up. Um, yeah, GH Zoner, yeah, please don't. I'm not doing Avatar. Um, Oh, you know what? Good point. GH is saying Cameron wants records now. He no longer cares about
Mm.
filmmaking. And maybe that's it. Maybe a lot of it has to do with ego, or I would tend to think that he is such a dedicated filmmaker. He has this story in his head. The only way that he can do himself justice is to get the story out and put it out there. Um, that's what I like to think. Um, so Johnny Devick is saying, "What a coincidence! I love that movie. Some said the dance scene with Curtis doesn't fit today's
Yeah.
moral, but it's one of the funniest parts, and totally is empowering." But
It's a great, great movie. True Lies.
yeah, it is. It's so fun.
Yeah.
That would be a great watch party, guys. Stay tuned. And that was from 90,
Two, I believe.
90. Yeah, right around this
No,
era, right?
92 or 94.
94. There we go.
Yeah.
And how long is it? Oh, it's 2 hours and 21 minutes. I don't know. What do you think, guys? You up for like a 2.5 hour movie? Um, if so, I might put a few others. Um, that are a little bit longer. But I know, Andrew, you guys did Titanic, right? And
Yeah,
that's
we
like
did
a
Titanic.
3 hour movie.
Yeah, we did Titanic, and that was a great watch party. I really enjoyed Titanic. It's one of my. It's actually a film I really enjoy.
I think I missed that watch party. I can't remember. I can't remember why, um, but you know what? I think we have a little downtime.
Hmm.
Now's a good time for me to express my gratitude to you, Andrew and Dom, Creator VC in general, to get the watch parties as part of my Sundays. And I tell you why, and I tell you why I was inspired to take the reins, because they had been a part of my life from the very beginning,
Yeah,
and they were always a part of my Sundays. But it really became part of like, I don't want to say my existence, but at the point in 2020 when my husband was diagnosed with cancer, that and I became his full-time caregiver,
hmm,
and we lived in small town South Dakota, and it was a chore to get him to doctor's appointments, and that was my life, his full-time caregiver. It literally became the only breathing room that I had was the 2 hour block on Sundays. And he even everything set aside on Sunday, and that's where I could gather myself and push forward. And no joke, literally, it was a breath at the end of a long week. Um, so I get why these are important, because sometimes this was the one thing that could just get me through the week
yeah,
and get me through the hard parts of his cancer. Um, so for any of you that also feel that way, sometimes these Sundays are like a lifeline. We need to keep them going. So
yeah.
thank you,
I,
Andrew, for
you're very
keeping them
welcome,
going.
and it's very kind of you to say that. I've discussed this with Dom, and one of the things while the watch parties were under our stewardship, we said, and we hope we always did right for everyone, that
Yeah.
we would always try to never miss a watch party because we realised how important it was for the audience and how generous you were with your time being with us, which is why, for example, when Christmas Day fell on a Sunday, we did a pre record that we broadcast live then because we realised no one should be alone on Christmas Day.
Exactly.
That's the way we felt. We'd always try and make sure you guys were looked after as best we could because we realised the community is a great honour and a responsibility to look after, and we very much reciprocated the devotion you gave us. So that's very kind and very nice to hear.
Well, this is something that we're going to continue. Um, whether well, let me rephrase that. Um, I will be here as just like you said, Andrew. I don't like missing a week.
Hmm.
Um, only when it really became crucial that I can't do it on a Sunday, I will
Yeah,
pull back. Um, but I will do my best to be here every Sunday for you guys. Especially being the introvert that I am, that for anybody else out there who is an introvert or just wants this as part of their routine, we're here for you. Whether or not we end up talking about the movie or just chit chat about whatever, we're going to be here.
yeah.
So, but yeah, thank you, Andrew, for setting the bar so high.
Well, you guys are doing a tremendous job running with it. So you're validating the faith and what Dom and I did. But yeah,
Yeah,
but I will speak to Dom and I will see if we can do something for you guys.
cool. Will you let us know?
I will.
Um,
I will.
Oh, you know what? Good point, Johnny Devitt. COVID was a tough time, but the watch parties were a light point. Yes, absolutely. It COVID hit us all hard. Um, but this remote capability of us all being together at one point watching a movie, that's what it's all about, guys.
Yeah.
Um, so so back to the movie. Um, we got an exposition going on, and this is the
Mhm.
reveal. Oh, it is missing those British PSAs.
Okay, well, if I tell you what, if I can get Dom to come back and do a watch party at some point in the future, not saying so, I've got a couple more PSAs I could.
Good.
Which question for the audience? Which PSA was your favourite or the most
Uh,
memorable? I think the last one I used was probably the best one, where the mother picks the gun up and starts shooting her kids.
I think my favorites were when someone dies.
Yeah,
When when the kids was there a drowning one, or there was like a
yeah,
firecracker one, or electricity?
yeah,
When someone dies, they're always the funnest.
yeah.
I felt so bad laughing at them, but they're just so over the top. Um, if you guys want, because I've been wanting to do something like before the movie, a little blurb like those PSAs. I just don't want to give you like a copy and paste of how Andrew and Dom did things. Um, but maybe a little blurb before the movie. I could pick up some other PSAs, maybe that the
Hmm.
US did.
Yeah.
Um, some other things I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is a big reveal. This he is the true killer. Um, but he was sent to do it. Yeah, the FBI guy is involved. Big
Yeah.
reveal. There's some kind of conspiracy going on. Um, so there you go. Yep, Matt, he was the hired gun. Yeah, we need more Graham Greene. He should have seriously had top billing.
Yeah.
Okay, so how far are we? Okay, about 20 minutes in. They're going out to the red table. Um, because that was uncovered in this investigation. Something's going on at red table.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Johnny Devick, there were some great watch parties with guests back in the day, but just watching together was the most important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how you guys could wrangle the stars that you did every week. Jack O'Halloran, I think, is my hands down was one of my favorites. Um,
That was interesting with Jack. He was a little off the reservation, so to speak, but it was an interesting
yep.
one. I think my favorite one with a celebrity would probably be Kelly Maroney, because she was just a sweetheart.
Ugh, they're all so great. They all brought something different,
Hmm.
but they were almost all of them were so engaged,
Yeah.
and so willing to talk to us
Hmm.
and answer our questions and be engaged with us. That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And of course, not just the film stars. We had some of the great, people join us from social media, etc. Some of the different people who were just, I'm not going to name anyone in particular, but just so many of them who joined us over the time, all bringing lots of fun to the parties.
yeah.
But John Derrickson about Flash Gordon, yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, and the girl from Friday the 13th was great. Yeah, Lynn Park.
Hmm.
Um, she had passed away last year. Um, and speaking of which, I forgot to mention this last Sunday because it had just happened. TK Carter from The Thing passed
Hmm.
away. I don't know if you guys were aware. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of broke my heart a little bit.
That was very sad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. It's interesting with the watch parties because there was one watch party. I think out of respect for the person who's no longer with us, I don't necessarily want to say all the details, but there was some stuff that happened off camera before we started, and it was nothing terrible, but it was an insight into how that person's life was going, and it was quite sad, really. But
Um,
but as soon as the camera came on, they were on and they were fine. But yeah, that's that was
um,
one of the sad ones.
yeah, I think I know who it was, but yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Um, met Kelly in 2024. Great picture. Great picture over there in Discord.
yeah. Kelly's an absolute
Um,
sweetheart.
yeah. Did she come back like twice?
She did.
Was
Yeah,
she
she
just
did.
one?
She did Night of the Comet, and she did Chopping Mall.
Yes, she was fabulous. Um, okay, guys. They're in Red Table and they are discovering that someone is drilling, and that is what was contaminating their water. Um, so there's a um, yeah. Okay, I just lost focus there for a second.
Yeah,
Um, yeah. But yeah, now we're getting the subplot, the plot that drove this whole narrative. And so I can tell you right now, I don't think anyone's going to be drilling in the Badlands. It is protected land.
yeah.
Even if, someone is going to benefit from the lease, you cannot drill. It is protected land.
Does the land actually
But
have
it's
any value? As in, it is it just dirt, or are there minerals or oil or?
no, it is really great grazing land, and there's
Okay,
cattle all over it. Um, it is fertile ground.
okay.
Yep. But the problem is water.
Hmm.
Sometimes you can't drill for water. But yeah, the mention of uranium, it's great for a story, but so
Yeah.
there we go. Now that the plot has been exposed, we kind of
Hmm.
know who must have been involved,
It was
and
grandma the whole time.
it was Grandma with an Uzi.
Yeah,
Oh, Grandma with an Uzi in the library.
yeah.
Um, yeah, someone is now covering their tracks. It's so far fetched, but in any movie where you have this subplot of you're digging for oil, you're digging for minerals, you're digging for whatever it is, there's
Yeah.
big money in it. Oh, I love that scene of him jumping on the car. He's like an action hero.
It is, but again, this makes me feel very. I don't know why. It just feels TV movie to me. A lot of this does. It's just maybe not as cinematic as it could be.
Seeing this as like miniseries
Mm.
very easily could have worked as like a cop buddy. Um,
Yeah, some kind of
you
a
know,
cop, yeah, a cop investigation show or something. Oh, some people rattling their fillings out on those roads.
yeah, I could not even express my disdain for the roads out there.
Yeah.
Um, it was just constant. Ugh. Johnny Devick says the butler did it. Yeah, the butler did it with grandma. Yeah, G.H. Zoner, the white guy, did it. Those gravel roads, they are just murder on your car.
Yeah, see, he must be in a Fed car because he's got a proper sort of CB there.
Well, Ray's got to have a Fed car too.
Yeah, unless it's back when everyone just had CB, but I don't think that is normal CB. It's supposed to be because he called the he called the emergency services or the police on on it, so it's probably not regular CB. Wow, those two guys are brave. I bet they've got to be tied on.
Stupid. Yellowhawk. Who is? Oh, Yellowhawk. Was he the guy in the wheelchair?
He was, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, killed himself in the wheelchair.
yeah, shot
Not
himself
very
several
Nike.
times with a gun.
um, okay, Walter Crowhorse. Yeah, I think he's thinking, what the hell did I get into?
Yeah.
Oh boy, how will it end? How will it end?
Yeah. I'm getting Thelma and Louise vibes here.
Definitely. But Thelma and Louise wasn't filmed anywhere near South Dakota, I don't think. Was
No,
it? I want to say Utah?
it might have been. I mean, I'm just from the ending perspective. I can see
Yeah,
this. I don't know if everyone's going to survive, but
filming
yeah,
locations. I'm guessing the national park up in Utah, because that was another movie shot with just beautiful scenery.
yeah.
Ah, so now they're going to Stronghold.
I'm thinking about that scene from the second Smokey and the Bandit where he's uh, he's basically racing across a like a dusty canyon, being chased by all the different police.
That would be a fun watch party, Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, yeah,
Not much action, but you got a cool car, you got a cool truck, you got cool characters. So there's nowhere that they can go. But he was told to go to Stronghold, right? By
yeah,
Grandpa. Oh, this is it, right? This is, well, 10 minutes left.
yeah.
And Johnny Devick is saying Tremors day one. Yeah, Tremors vibe. Um, Matt beat you to the punch there, Andrew. He has the meme of Smokey and the Bandit.
That's the one.
Yep. So I don't know how well the whole subplot holds up when you examine it. So there was a conspiracy to drill in the Badlands and then give kickbacks to who owns the land. And yeah, okay, and he's saying and eliminate anyone who knows and finds out.
Yeah.
It just does anyone else seem it's kind of far fetched?
I think that the problem I've had with this so far is that Frank has been off screen too much. There's not been enough kind of clues to make the connection that Frank was involved in doing it or explain why Frank was sent to this specifically.
Yeah, and maybe that's what we're missing is how did Frank get involved in all of this unless he had an existing relationship with what's his name, Jack Milton, and they're the ones that inspired this. But I'm just left with like motivation, with an end to it.
Yeah.
But we know where Ray stands. Matt is saying, is this the plot to Blazing Saddles? Boy, I don't know if we could pull a watch party off for Blazing Saddles, right? What do you think? It's too
No, I
racy.
don't. I don't know. It'd be a difficult one to watch. The problem is
I think it's a little much.
if a film's too good sometimes as well, you don't talk about it.
Ah, revenge. I
Yeah.
I love this ending. I love it. Um, yeah, Matt is saying Kilmer's Last Stand. Yeah, this is like the Native Americans' last stand. Get off my
Yeah.
land. Oh yeah, Calbot. That meme clip. We know the fireside bean scene. Oh yeah. Yeah, this wide shot as they pull out just
Yeah.
gives you the scope of how beautiful and how desolate the Badlands are. Um,
That's
and
the.
yeah, people,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No, it's. I'd like to have seen more shots to show how big and desolate it is, and I think that's one of the issues I've had with it. That it just felt a little too close for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think the filmmakers focused on the people and used South Dakota as a backdrop. And I
Yeah.
think they really could have integrated the wide shots more as a character in and of itself because
Yeah.
there's just so much to say about life out there, good, the bad, the
Yeah.
the not so nice stuff. Um, but it's a hell of an area. So Ray has gone completely casual.
Yeah. Well, he's left the FBI.
Yep. Um, there's probably no way Frank's going to jail.
No.
You know, no one in arm is going to be held accountable.
No.
Oh, GH Zoner, Canadian tuxedo, as my dad would have called it. The t-shirt and the denim
Yeah,
jacket.
yeah. Rocking the double denim.
Yep.
Doesn't he have to return the work vehicle?
The one that crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah, they crashed it into the Badlands.
yeah.
There's his final bow.
This peace pipe or
Yep. Johnny Depp. There went the Timu watch and a good pickup line.
line. Yeah. At least he kept the dog.
Yep.
So he's going to be some kind of a Mad Max type figure now.
That's exactly what there was a Mad Max reference before too. With yeah, him and his dog. Um, yep, there you have it. And he finally can get to a highway.
Yeah.
And there you go, at a crossroads, very much like a Castaway ending. Yes, GH Zoner. Exactly. So he's at a crossroads. Um,
Yeah.
that was exhausting. I don't know why I'm so tired doing that.
That was
Um,
it was an interesting movie. It was very bleak movie. There wasn't a lot of
yeah.
an uplifting ending to it, but it was very interesting.
Um, yeah, and that was a very good performance by Graham Greene. Um, but ideally, I would have done Dances with Wolves. It's just going to take a lot for me to do a movie over two and
Yeah,
a half hours.
yeah,
It's just a lot. Um,
yeah.
yeah, GH, that was long but not boring. Right. There were some slow parts and some parts that didn't make sense, but it was really good. And hopefully you guys were engaged the whole time with Andrew, not necessarily the movie at all times. It was great having you, Andrew. I hope you don't have any regrets about coming today.
No, it was great fun. Thank you for having me on. It was great to join you. Pleasure to be back with you all. And I'll come back again at some point. So yeah, I'm
Most
happy
definitely.
to be here.
It was
But
a pleasure
really,
having you.
yeah, really happy to see you guys are getting on great. So yeah.
Yeah. We have a pretty tight knit group. Every once in a while, we'll get someone new coming in
Hmm.
and they'll pop in and then we won't see them again, but that's okay. You know,
Exactly.
we do our thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um,
As long as you're enjoying it,
okay.
that's all that matters.
Exactly. And I'm doing it for everybody who wants to show up. So yeah, you're getting some nice words of encouragement there, Andrew, in the chat.
Thank you, everyone.
Um, So for next week, we're going to round out um, homage to those that we have lost last year. Um, I am really torn. I have decided on the movie next week, but I was really torn because my heart, I just love Diane Keaton. I love her, love her, love her. But trying to pick a movie for us to watch of hers, that was tough. I want something engaging and I don't want the sappy, dramas that she's so well known for. Um, I miss her a lot. But what I'm going with next week We are going to pay homage to Terrence Stamp, who I love and adore. We're going to watch The Limey from 1999.
Nice, very good
Um,
film.
that is a very good movie. Um, he, as you know, he's done a lot. His filmography is long. Yes, yeah, GH, we know him as Zod. But this is a very different kind of role for him, and it's a really good movie.
Yeah,
So it's from 1999, and it's readily available. Um, there's a movie of Diane Keaton's that I wanted to do. I just don't think it's as available as The Limey. I know it's on. I think it's on Pluto. It's on some of the free services. So readily available for you guys. And then we're going to jump right into February. So pay attention to um, the poll. I'm hopefully going to have a poll for an anime selection coming up within the week. I'm always open to suggestions, but I'm going to take some of the top ones that had been discussed, put them in a poll, and then we'll dwindle them down from there. Um, and so, yeah, very nice to have you here, Andrew. And we will look
very
forward
welcome.
to maybe you joining us again in the future.
Yep, maybe I will, and I'll speak to Dom and I'll see if we can do something special for you at some point.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I will turn it all over to you guys if you want to do it.
No,
Um,
no, 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 no. It's your house
you don't
now.
want to.
We're only guests. We're only guests.
Okay. Then you guys come in and guess. If you want to take over for a day, absolutely. I'll turn it over. Um, but yeah, there's great time. Calbot, funny, I just saw Terrence Stamp in a movie called Wanted last night and watched the episode of Twin Peaks, directed by Diane Keaton earlier today. That's weird. Yeah. And check out, supposedly Diane Keaton directed some music videos for Belinda Carlisle, um, which, I mean, Diane Keaton, I love her. So thank you again, Andrew. Any
You're
last
very
words,
welcome.
guys, before we sign off? Johnny Devick is saying thanks for popping by.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome.
So, um, all righty. So, guys, we will do this again next week. Andrew, stop by the chat. Come by anytime. Um, otherwise, you keep on trucking and doing your thing. We'll be
Yep.
here.
All right, guys.
All right. We'll see you next week, guys. Bye.
Bye bye.